This is a geometry review, and I have to find the shaded area of each figure. This first one, that is a rectangle, and it's got a length times 16 and a width times 8. Well, 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 1 is 8, 128. So the whole rectangle is 128. I have to subtract some things. Wait a minute. It's not 8. Hold on, why don't you correct me? It's 12. This whole side is 12. This is 8. This is 4. All right, so the whole side is 12. 12 times 16. So it's 160 plus 32 is 192. 16 times 12, 192. So the whole thing is 192. And now from that I have to subtract these other pieces. And the pieces are this and this. This is 6 times 8, that's 48. And this, if this is 4, and this is also 6, that's 10. Well, that leaves 6 for that. So the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height, 1/2 12 times 6, which is 1/2 72 is 36. So 192 minus 36 and 48, 8 and 6, 14, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, minus 84. And that's going to be 12 is 8, 0, 108 square meters. Okay, 16 times 12, 160, and 32 is 192. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that one. This one, this next one, this is kind of sinister because it doesn't tell you that these sides are parallel, but from looking at this problem, I think they have to be. And this could throw people off. They say, well, I want to find the area of this trapezoid and then subtract these areas, but I can't tell what this base is if I do that, so I'm in trouble there. But if I look at that like a parallelogram, this is 18, this is 9, which means this part is 9 because it's a parallelogram. And so all I need now is the height of it, which I have, which is 12. And so I can get the area of the parallelogram minus the area of this square, which is 60, 10 times 6, minus the area of this, 9 times 8 is 72, divided by 2, 1/2, base times height is 36. So I'll get the area of this parallelogram, and I shall subtract from it 60 plus 36. All right, so how do I find that? Area of a parallelogram is base, which is 18, times height, times 12. And what is 18 times 12? 180 plus 36, 216. So 216 minus 96, that's the area of the two unshaded things, which is 0, 21 is 12. 120 square centimeters. Number 3. The whole thing is 30 times 15, which is 450. You can do that on a calculator, 450 square inches. And I'm going to subtract from that these unshaded portions. This is 5 times 4. It's a rectangle, 20, 20, 20, 20, 40, 60. 450 minus 60 is 390 square inches. Okay, I got that one. Next, this is 11, which means this is 11, which means this is 11, which means this is 11. Does that help me? Yes, because now the area of this square is 11 times 11 is 121 square feet. The area of the triangle is 1/2, 20 times 16, which is 1/2 of 320, which is 160. 1/2 times 20 times 16, which is 10 times 16, which is 160. So 160 minus 121 will be the area of just the shaded portion. That's a 9, 543. 39 square feet. All right, next one. Find the area of the shaded figure. Well, the whole figure is shaded. This is 40, because that's a rectangle. This is 35. You can use a calculator. What is 40 times 35? I'm going to get that rectangular part. 1,400. Now I just have to get this part. I've got a 24 and a 40. Well, let me try to think here. 24 divided by 2 is 10. 40 divided by 2 is 20. 24 divided by 4 is 6. 24 divided by 8 is 3. 40 divided by 8 is 5. That makes us a 3, 4, 5 times 8. So 4 times 8 is 32. And 1/2 base times height. 12 times 32. 1/2 of 24 is 12 times 32. $384. So I got 1,400 for the center for this part, and then $384 for that part, and that comes out to 1,784 square units, I guess. So again, this is 5 times 8 is 40, 3 times 8 is 24. That's a 3, 4, 5 triangle times 8. 4 times 8 is 32. That's how I got the 32. And then 1/2 of 24 times 32, which is 12 times 32, which is, I'm just checking it again, 384. And then this part I got 35 times 40, which is 1,400. So 1,400 by 384, 1,784 square units. All right, here's another one. Oh, wait a minute. Let me do this now. This is number 6. Let me pull this thing back up so that all that writing isn't all over it. Here's number 6. All right, this is a parallelogram. See how this is parallel? So this is 18. That's why I'm bothered about this number 3, because number 2 rather, it doesn't show that these two sides are parallel. But I looked at this one for quite a while, and I can't figure out how to, because this, if I make that a square, this is 8. And then I've got to somehow take this triangle out, but I can't figure out what that piece is. So the only thing I can think of is that this is a parallelogram, and then I have the height of it, which is 12. But again, I'm not going to dwell on one. If you know a different answer for number 2, put it in the comments. Let me know. All right, that's 18. That's 18. The height is 10. And so this is 18, 18, and 10. What is that? Is that a trapezoid? Yes, that's a trapezoid. And so 1/2, 18, this is 9, and 18 is 27. So 18 plus 27, 45. 37 and 8 is 45. Divided by 2 times the height. 2 goes into 10 5 times. 225. 225 square centimeters. The one base plus the other base divided by 2 times the height. All right, number 7. These are all 16. What is 16 times 16? 196? I think so. You can do it on a calculator. Oh, not 196. 256. Uh-oh. 256. 36, 9. 1 times 6, 1 times 1. Yeah, 256. All right. And then if this whole thing is 40 and that's 16, 40 minus 16 is 24. The height of that is 24. The base of that triangle is 16. And so 1/2 base times height, 8 times 16 times 24 divided by 2, which is 8 times 24. 192. So I got 256 plus 192. 448, again, square units. Number 7. I keep saying that's number 16. Number 7. Parallelogram. This is 12. That's 12. How do I... now I've got to figure what this is, because I've got to subtract it. Well, let me do the parallelogram first. Base times height. 12 times 8. 96. So that's the whole parallelogram. I got to subtract this triangle. Well, I know this is 8. That's 2 times 4. This is 10. 2 times 5 It's a 3, 4, 5 right triangle. You could also use Pythagorean theorem. So this is 3 times 2 is 6. That makes the area of this 6 times 8 is 48. Divided by 2 is 24. So I'm going to do 96 minus 24, 72. Number 9. Number 9. This, see how the arrow's pointing there? That's 4. This is just like this one on the bottom is 5. Let's see what else I got. Well, that would make this again a 3, 4, 5. Here's a 3. Here's a 3. So I know that remember the area of a kite is the diagonal times diagonal. And I've already got them. 3 and 3 is 6. 10 plus 4 is 14. Divided by 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 7 times 6 is 42 square inches. Let me check something here. Where did I get that 4 from? Oh, yeah, it's pointed. Yeah, okay, that's where I got the 4. So that's what it is. Okay, next one. Let me do it again. This is 3. This is 3, so it's 14 times 6 divided by 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7 times 6 is 42 square inches. Number 10, number 10, number 10, number 10. The area of a kite like this is going to be, this is actually a rhombus. Diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 divided by 2, 9.6 times 7.25 divided by 2. I'm just going right to a calculator on this. 9.6 times 7.25 divided by 2. I've already got it done. 34.8. That is 34.8 square units. Diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 divided by 2. Next one, next one. I need to find the height because I have 1/2 base, which is 12 times height. Well, height I can use sine of 43 degrees equals opposite x over 8. And if I multiply both sides by 8, I get x equals 8 sine 43. So the height is 8 sine 43. I multiply it by 12, and I divide by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 times 8 is 48. The area is 48 sine of 43 degrees. And that's the exact answer, which I'm going to leave there. You can throw that in a calculator if you're allowed to use a calculator and come out with a approximate number answer. All right, this is, I've got some 30, 60, 90 triangles. If that's 30, that's 60. If that's 60, that's 30. I know this is 8, which means I know this is 8. This is the 90. Now remember, in a 30, 60, 90, the ratios are x, 2x, and x square root of 3. So if the side opposite 90 is 6 square root of 3, the side opposite 30 is 3 square root of 3. That makes this 3 square root of 3. What am I trying to, I don't even know what I'm trying to find here. This is a trapezoid, so I need base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2 times the height. So if I can find this piece and this piece, then I've got the whole base, because it's 8 plus those. And I've got the height is 3 square root of 3. Well, if this is 3 square root of 3, then that's x. X is 3 square root of 3, and I multiplied by square root of 3 again to get that, to get the side opposite 60. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. This piece is 9. And then if this is 3 square root of 3, well, that's x square root of 3. So the side opposite 30 is just x, which is 3. So now I've got it. Base 1 is 8. Base 2 is 9 and 8 is 17, plus 3 is 20, divided by 2 times the height. That's 28 divided by 2. 14 times 3, square root of 3. 42 root 3 square units. Doesn't give me units. 13. I need, for 13, I need the diagonals. Diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 divided by 2. This is a 60-degree angle, and the side opposite 90 is 6. So remember, 30, 60, 90. This is x, 2x rather, x square root of 3. If 2x equals 6, then x equals, 6 divided by 2 is 3, And then 3 square root of x squared of 3 is 3 square root of 3. So this is 3 square root of 3. This is 3 square root of 3. And the side opposite 30 is just 3. And what else do I have? This is going to be the 90, and this is the 60 in that one. So in the left-hand triangle, the side opposite 30, which is x, equals 3 square root of 3. So I need the side opposite 60 is going to be x square root of 3, which is 3 square root of 3 times square root of 3, x square root of 3, which is 3 times 3, which is 9. So this is 9. So the big diagonal is 9 plus 3 is 12. The small diagonal is 6 square root of 3. And then I'm going to divide that by 2. And I get 12 times 6, 72 divided by 2 is 36 square root of 3 square units. 13, 13, here's 14. 14, I'm going to go to some red on this one. 14, this, see how those two sides are the same and the top and bottom are the same? That's a parallelogram. So this is 9, this is 8. And then all I have to do, so I can find the area of that parallelogram. Well, I can't right now because I need the height. How am I going to get the height? Well, I can figure it out from this triangle. If this is 8 and that's one tick, that's 8, and this is 8, that means this is 4, this is 4. So I've got I can find that, and I think I'm going to have to use a Pythagorean theorem because that's 8. Yeah, I'll use a Pythagorean theorem. 4 squared plus height squared equals 8 squared. 16 plus h squared equals 64. H squared is 64 minus 16, which is 48, which is 16 times 3, and I'm taking the square root of both sides. Square root of 16 is 4, square root of 3 equals the height. So I know the height equals, that's this, is 4 root 3. And so now I'm pretty much done. I can find the area of both triangles and add them to the area of the parallelogram, which I'm about to do as soon as I get the room to do it. Let's check out the parallelogram. The bases are 9, and the area of a parallelogram is base times height, so 9 times 4, square root of 3. How come that got, wow, it looks light there, it looks dark there. And then for this triangle, on the left side, the base is 8, the height is 4 square root of 3, divided by 2, so plus 8 times 4 root 3, divided by 2, plus the triangle on the right side, the base is 5. It's, remember, 1/2 base, 5, times the height of that triangle is the same as the height of the triangle on the left, same as the height of everything, 4 square root of 3. So let's see, 9 times 4 is 36 root 3 plus 16 root 3 plus 10 root 3. 36, 46, 52, 62, 62 root 3. I can add them all together because they're all root 3s. And are there units there? Meters. That's meters square. And I've got one last one to do, which looks like a triangle on top and a trapezoid on the bottom. How do I find, this is 6. So I already know the area of the triangle is 1/2. 6 times 6, which is 36. 1/2 of that is 18. So I've got 18 plus. Now how do I figure this? Well, if this is 6 and that's 3.1, I've got base 1, 9.1. I've got base 2, 12.3. I divide it by 2 and I multiply it by the height. Well, 9.1 plus 12.3 is 21.4 divided by 2. 21.4 divided by 2 times 5.2. What is that? 1 is 2, 2 times 0, 2 times 7. So that's 10.7. Yes, 10.7 times 5.2. You can do it on a calculator. 5.2. And that comes out to 4, 6, 5, 55.64 square meters, and that's this worksheet on whatever this is on. Find the shaded area of these figures, composite figures. So sometimes you find the area of the whole figure, subtract stuff from it. Sometimes you add the area of different figures together.